Hello, York Sports Network fans, and welcome back to this edition of the quarterfinals at the Jack Tosh Holiday Classic. This is the 48th edition, and it's between the Riverside-Brookfield Bulldogs and the St. Ignatius Wolfpack, two historically great teams that also do really well in the Tosh. Currently, the year's participant. For a long time, Riverside-Brookfield has been a part of the Tosh. They're currently 17-20, and they've won the championship back in 2001, and then second place in 2014, where St. Ignatius is 17-14. They are both tied for the fourth most wins in Tosh history as well. And then they've been tournament champions 3 times, 1993, 2007, and 2011. But this iteration is very different than ones in past. Connor, can you tell us a little bit about this team?
Yeah, so St. Ignatius is obviously they're undefeated so far in the tournament. They won against, they were victorious against Schaumburg and Lake Forest, in which they were victorious against Minooka and Naperville North, where they won 49-40 in a nail-bite victory. Phoenix Gill, son of, former NBA player Kendall Gill, is averaging 14.5 points per game with an astonishing 4 steals. So look for him not only on the offensive side, but also the defensive side. Richard Barron, 11 points per game and averaging 2.5 assists. Look for him to help space the floor and make plays for this team. And last but not least, Jackson Katecki, heading to Miami of Ohio. Not the biggest scorer on the team, only 7.5 points per game, but 4 rebounds, and he is incredibly tall. Look for him to swat balls away left and right today in this one. And Justin Scott, his backup, the backup center, he's 6'5", only 4.5 points per game, but 6.5 rebounds per game. The 5-star defensive lineman also making an impact on the basketball court. This team's 2-point field goal percentage is 59%. They shoot 31% from 3, totaling out to a 49% total field goal percentage. They average 24.5 rebounds per game, 4.5 of those being offensive rebounds, and they are a very good free throw shooting team, 87% from the charity stripe. As for your Riverside Bulldogs, you have William Gonzalez, 11.5 points per game, 2.5 assists, as well as 2 steals. Arias Josias, 19 points per game, 29 against Schaumburg. He went off, and he is committed to Winona State. And last but not least, rounding things out, Stefan Sisic, 10.5 points per game, 10 rebounds, 4 of those being offensive rebounds and 3 assists. He is a very tall young man. And this team, 53% 2-point shooting, but 43% from 3, so look for a lot of 3 balls from this team. The biggest concern, 76% from behind the charity stripe, so in big moments where free throws are necessary, they're not the most consistent team, but they do have 20.5 rebounds and 6.5 offensive rebounds as a team. So look for them with a lot of second chance buckets in this one.
And as you said, this is going to come down to the wire, as St. Ignatius kind of known to play down to their competition with this only a 6-point win over Leo and a 2-point win over another Chicago Catholic League team that is struggling here at the Tosh that I do not remember. Anyways, 6'9" Katecki versus Stefan Sesic of 6'11". And the shorter Katecki wins, but it goes to Brookfield, and then there is your man, Phoenix Gill, with the steal. Only a sophomore. Bright future for this kid in the St. Ignatius team as they continue their run after winning or coming in 3rd place in the 3A state championship. 3-ball, Reggie Ray, good. One of the starters along with Katecki, Barron, Gill, and Kemp. And then Gonzalez, Arias Elajosius, Stefan Sesic, Hunter Ferguson, and Marcus Turner out there for the Bulldogs. 3-0 lead so far.
Establishing the 3-ball early, going to be very important for St. Ignatius. Not the best 3-point shooting team, but if they can get it early in this game, that'll be huge in ensuring a victory.
Open 3 here for Ferguson, good.
The team that is shooting 43% from 3, you cannot leave them wide open like that. Complete blown defensive coverage, no perimeter defense whatsoever on that possession.
Definitely, a lot of people are making of the fact that the crunch time of that Naperville North game, Katecki was not really playing, but Naperville North is not a good matchup for Katecki as they're a very short and athletic team. Barron 3, no good. Rebound, Elajosius. But Sesic and Katecki should be a battle to watch for the entire night, and Elajosius goes right at Gill and scores.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting to see how both coaches use their big men in this one tonight, as they are absolutely massive. And like you said, Josh, a very good matchup.
Definitely. Gill, 3, no good. And a good rebound from Ignatius, avoiding the arms of Reggie Way. He stops, pops, no good. Rebound, Barron. Gill going to push the pace here, looking for Ray. Up and under, no good, but fouled by Ignatius.
Great job by St. Ignatius there, setting the pace early. They recognized that a couple of guys on Riverside-Brookfield were falling behind, so they speeded up, and they're able to draw the foul, so that will send Reggie Ray to the line.
Good job, as you said, of play recognition. As changing the pace, both these teams can run the floor pretty well. Riverside-Brookfield does have depth at that big position, so we'll see how both teams play that center position, as if Sisic comes out, there's a possibility Kateki comes out, and the other way around. We'll see if they try and keep the big man in and take advantage of the smaller defender that's going to be on them, or they're going to try and switch it up with the other team and go fast-paced. William Gonzalez with it. He's one of the many ball handlers on this team that really makes this Riverside-Brookfield team special. He has a 3-ball attempt, no good. They're going to call it out of bounds as it hit the top of the backboard.
Yeah, it looked like Ignatius wasn't going to hit the ball anyway, so they just stole a rebound away from Jackson Kateki. They have a set. Riverside-Brookfield has a chance to reset and really think about their defensive scheming here.
Barron here, wanting the 3, doesn't take it though. And a great block. Oh, they're going to call foul. Got a bit of the arm, but nice athleticism to recover off of going over the screen on Barron. And that's going to be interesting to watch, as both teams do have enough bigs to run a pick and roll scheme that you don't typically see in high school basketball.
This is the first free throw. 87% as a team, but that obviously you could have higher, and you need to knock down these free throws. It's going to be, like you said, Josh, it's going to come down to a wire, probably single-digit point game, so every free throw will count.
Yeah, 5 single possession or single-digit games for Ignatius, despite being 11-0 in state, 12-0 in state right now. Only loss coming to the Gonzaga Eagles, who are from DC, and they are a very good team with multiple 3-stars. But Sisic with it inside, looking to pass like he comped himself. Jokic this time, what a beautiful move, but not able to finish. Gets the rebound over his teammate Marquez Turner.
Second chance points are going to be really important there, especially with, you need to get your offensive rebound, and with the putbacks are going to be very important too.
In the corner, John Kemp, one of his first touches. Gill with it, corner Ray, he's going to shoot it, and he's going to make it. Nice shot. Got to take advantage of opportunities like that. 2 great teams, get all the points you can. Inside again, backing down. Nice little spin move, drop step. What a move by Stefan Sesic.
Sesic beating Kateki in terms of offensive production. Kateki really struggling to find an answer. We'll see how that progresses.
And Kateki answers right back. Battle of the big men, something we previewed beforehand. Keep an eye on both of them. Kateki, a senior, Sesic, a junior. So we'll see if he is going to use this time to really try and get some notice from recruiters. Near steal from Gill there. That's the great thing about the Tosh, is there's so many scouts around that there's a lot of recruiters that are going to be looking at these teams, and if you keep being successful like Sesic has, and Ignatius has been great too, but he's already committed, misses it there, and Barron's going to follow, going the other way, over to Kemp. He's going to miss it, and Sesic, big rebound.
That's a big rebound by Stefan Sesic right there, battling Kateki to make sure he does not get the offensive rebound.
Open 3 Ferguson off the front of the iron, a little lackadaisical rebounding from Ignatius. Nice move from Kemp, and a better pickpocket from Ferguson.
All the momentum right there for Kemp. Great job by Ferguson to smack that ball out of bounds and force the St. Ignatius offense to start over.
Definitely, that was a beautiful move by Kemp to look like he's going to pass it and then use his acceleration skills to be able to get downhill and have an open opportunity, and Ferguson able to recover nicely. Barron with it, spin move, working on Gonzalez. They're going to call a foul on Gonzalez, but it's going to be on the floor because Barron passed it.
Once again, St. Ignatius will have to start over. Very close game here. It's 11-9 right now. They're only up by 2 points.
Kemp in, Kateki looking for the 3-ball. Not a noted 3-point shooter, but can make it every once in a while. Nice move by Gill, gonna get to the corner. Barron, no good. Sesic with the rebound, and oncoming is number 3 for Riverside-Brookfield. That's gonna be Landon Rivers, the junior guard.
Rivers right there was able to box out Kateki, something I'm really surprised I saw, as Kateki is much bigger.
Definitely good job by him, but he comes in for Gonzalez, who had 2 fouls. Little screen set by Sisic. Nice 2-man game with Alajosius and Turner, but Alajosius not able to finish. Riverside-Brookfield is going to need him to get the hot hand like he had the first game. Barron, corner 3. He's going to make that. He won't. Little too anticipatory from me.
Looked good to me, but just had a little bit too much carry. Hits the back of the rim and bounces right into the hands of Riverside-Brookfield.
No subs yet for the Wolfpack. You have multiple experienced guards on the bench, as well as you said, the 5-star junior defensive tackle, Justin Scott. The man you can put on Sesic if Kateki needs a break. But a nice little 2-man game from Landon Rivers and Sesic as he uses his screen multiple times. Good attempted defense there from Reggie Ray. Fighting through a lot of screens there, and it's tough when you're fighting against a guy that big in Sisic. A nice little floater at the free throw line. Gill's gonna slow it down. Wants to control the offense, accelerates, and goes up with the left. No good. Charge on Gill.
St. Ignatius offense is kind of fizzled out. They're lucky that their defense is playing at the same productivity that they have at the beginning of the game. Otherwise, I feel like Riverside-Brookfield would have a more comfortable lead. They're hoping to take the lead here, as it's a tie game at 11 apiece.
Yet a hit-or-miss offense for the Wolfpack, scoring over 65 points in 5 games and scoring under 50 in 4 games. It's a very interesting Wolfpack team this year as Alajosius gets open, but is not able to make it. Good rebound from Kateki, and they're going to push the pace. The pass a little off the mark. Kateki using his momentum, not able to get it, and Kemp not able to handle it there and gives it away. A bit of a sloppy possession where you had an opportunity to take the lead for Ignatius.
Lots of people fumbling with the ball over there. You got to be able to hold on to the ball. Turnovers, obviously. If you have a high turnover number, your chances of winning the game go down quite a bit, so they're going to need to shore up the ball protection.
Alajosius trying to get the foul there. Didn't make the shot, though, either. A minute remaining here in the first. Barron, nice move. Wasn't able to corral the dribble, though. Inside, what a read from Marcus Turner to be able to knock that ball away from Kateki and force Reggie Ray to reset the Wolfpack offense. Big dunk from the big man. I was looking down at my roster sheet, didn't even notice, and he lays it down easily, and that's why he's playing at the next level. An athlete like that can be useful to any team. Marcus, deep 3, no good. And it's going to go off Ferguson.
Can't leave Kateki wide open on that one. There was nobody in the paint, and he just had a wide open lane, and he took it and he slams it down for St. Ignatius's.
That was a nice soft flush there. On comes number 1, Sam Warnerkamp for St. Ignatius, junior guard, showing the depth and youth of this Wolfpack team. Off goes John Kemp. Kateki with it. 4 seconds remaining. Reggie Ray gonna take it himself. layup, good with the jelly and the sauce. Nice play from him, able to go up and under the defense and scoop layup. That's a beautiful job. 4-point lead, Wolfpack.
That's some great body control right there. Stefan Sisic was right behind him. He tried to block it. He can really get up there, but he's able to make sure he doesn't put his hands up too early in an attempt to score, and that's why he has those 2 points right there.
And with that, we'd like to take a moment, as the teams take a moment between quarters, to thank our sponsors of this York Sports Network stream. And they're the following Elmhurst small businesses: Kelly Stetzler of Compass Realty, Elmhurst Camera, located on Spring Road, family owned, community loved. And finally, the Sutter Law Group. For all your personal injury and defense litigation needs, why send thanks all of our wonderful sponsors. Now, Connor Troy, both teams looking a bit inconsistent so far, as number 25, that's going to be Reggie Ray, the unsung hero for St. Ignatius so far, 10 points, leading by far anyone else on this team. College commit Richard Barron, no 1 point. College commit Jackson Katecki, only 4 points, and Phoenix Gill held to 0 here. What would you like to see from both teams to create some better offense in this second quarter?
Get Phoenix Gill and Barron more involved in the offense. Barron with 1 point, Gill with 0, so you're going to have to find ways to get them open. But I am liking the ball movement I have seen so far. I think St. Ignatius is doing a pretty good job. Just they're missing some shots that I'm sure they would like to see fall. If they can knock those down and continue to move the ball the way they have, I'm sure they'll be just fine as we enter the second quarter here.
Definitely. And on comes the big man, 6'5", 310, Justin Scott, to give Katecki a breather.
Don't let that weight confuse you. He's probably the best 310-pounder I've ever seen move. Very quick, has incredible footwork, and should have no problem keeping up with Stefan Sisic.
Definitely, as we said earlier, 5-star defensive lineman, so he moves, in the famous quote of Muhammad Ali, move like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and he can do both. Very strong man who moves gracefully, sets great screens, and an amazing rebounder. The question is, can he stay in the game and not foul out? Nice screen and roll there. Corner 3, corner camp, no good. Speak of him, and then Sisic with the 3, or with the block on Scott, who had the great rebound. Barron's going to slow it down.
Offensive rebounds, very big. You see Scott immediately making an impact with that.
Gill, good effort to get the offensive rebound. Post-up opportunity for Scott, gives it back out to Gill. Back over to Ornicam. Gonna drive baseline, stops, and he's gonna get a travel violation there.
A little pushing and shoving, and a 5'9" junior guard there wasn't able to keep his feet planted, and that's gonna result in a travel.
Off goes Marcus Turner. On comes number 22. That's gonna be Stephen Brown, another junior guard. Both these teams very deep at the guard position and young, so be on the lookout for these guards to be an impact in future Toshes to come. Driving left is William Gonzalez. Little fighting for the rebound is Sisic and Scott, and Sisic just rises from the pile and scores, cutting the deficit to 2.
Second chance basket right there for Stefan Sisic, and that is key for each team. Each team needs to consistently be getting their offensive rebounds as well as scoring on second chances.
Try and get it up to the bigger Barron, who's being guarded by Gonzalez. He gets it to go. Now up to 3 points. 17-13 Wolfpack. The new man Brown with it. He's going to try and work around the screen. Stops, gets back. And a nice pump fake from Sisic. He's going to go up, under, and around like a guard. Unable to make it finish, though. Good move to start it. Pushing the pace is Hornerkamp. Looking for the 3 is Barron. Nice pass inside to Scott. Too big, too strong. And an and-one opportunity for number 34.
Justin Scott with a great job. Gets hit, but he's able to finish well at the basket, picks up the bucket, and there's a chance for a quick 3 points here.
Now they're going to do something that they started last game with against Naperville North, which was a close win, but they're going to go the two big lineups. Since both Scott and Katecki are so athletic, you could play one of them on the wing. Typically Scott does, as he's just such a good mover, and Reggie Ray with it, going to get his 11th and 12th point on that bucket. Reggie Ray breakout party here in the Dick Campbell Gym. Gonzalez with it, looking for the screen. Rivers now over to Brown. Brown open three, way too long. And a good rebound from Ignatius. Looking to make his second basket, and does.
Brown's going to say that was a pass to Ignatius, as he would like to think he picks up the assist there. Unfortunately, Mr. Brown, we all saw the missed shot there.
Gill using a nice change of pace to get some space. Now Ray, floater, has the touch today. That's the hot hand. You're going to want to keep feeding him. 14 points through 11 minutes of play so far, as he's also yet to go to the bench.
Love that screen by Justin Scott right there, stopping a Riverside-Brookfield defender who likely would have stolen the ball, as I don't know if he saw him behind him, but Scott setting the pick there, and he slows him down quite a bit.
Riverside-Brookfield not too happy with that, thinking that Ignatius tipped that pass. Ref saying that's not what happened. Now Ignatius and Rivers had a bit of a miscommunication there, causing the turnover. 8-point lead. Nice move and finish with the right.
That's why he's playing in college at George Mason, because of that athleticism and great footwork right there.
Going right at the big man. Now Sisic has it. Another up and under move, looking for the foul. Katecki was clean with it. Tried bringing up the ball himself. Reggie Ray is like, nah, give me the ball, and now he gives it off to Barron. Barron doing some nice controlling the pace with his dribble, keeping it alive, spinning, driving, kicking. And Gill kicking it. Scott jumper, no good. Rebound Sisic. Pushing the pace is Gonzalez. Euro, floater, no good. Rebound, no one, but gonna stay with the RB Bulldogs.
This combination of Justin Scott and Jackson Katecki seems to be working there. They've really started to pull away here. So it looks like Justin Scott on a much smaller opponent over there. He's towers over most people at 6'5". I got a chance to meet him today and take a picture with him, and he certainly towered over me.
Definitely. Now Sisic with getting fouled by Katecki. Katecki's going to have to watch that. Sisic is great at getting fouls drawn. So he just likes to bully people around, and it's hard to have the refs vote in your favor. They're going to say it's St. Ignatius basketball after Stephen Brown and Justin Scott were fighting for it.
You got to hit those free throws if you're Sisic. I already highlighted the 76% free throw percentage, but especially in one of the toughest games you're going to play in the Jack Tosh tournament, your free throws have got to be there.
Definitely. Sisic went 5 for 10 in the first game, so not too good there. What a finish from Phoenix Gill. Under and around the shot blocker, and that shows how smart he is. Gonzalez tries to respond with a three, unable to. Sisic with it now. Nice backdoor pass to Marcus Brown. He's looking to pass it around. Rivers out to Brown. He's driving. He's trying to alley-oop to Sisic, but Sisic a little confused as he had two big men on him at the same time and wasn't able to get in position to receive that lob.
Yeah, no answer for that one. That's almost 600 pounds and about 13 feet in combined height right there. Both on you at the same time. You have no answer getting out of that one there.
Definitely, that's a tough one, and I think that's why they brought out Scott and and Kentucky, as Sisic is the leading scorer for Riverside-Brookfield, and they wanted to slow him down as he's really what makes their offense move. But he's got to start looking for those passes. As he told me in his interview last game, he likes to model his game after Jokic because he passes out of those double teams so well. But he's got to start doing that in this game. And Ray with it now. Back out to Barron. A nice little give and go. Barron gives it to Ray, then goes to where Ray was. They dap up because they're hype, and they doubled up the score of the Bulldogs, 30-15, St. Ignatius.
That's some of the best ball movement I've seen today from St. Ignatius, and really this entire game they've been able to space the floor, and they've run these confusing offensive switches that really has the defense looking in both directions, wondering what their guy went. You see that there, Barron pretty much has a wide open three-pointer, and he knocks it down, and that'll bring his point total up to 8 points. And with that,
St. Ignatius' offense is really fun to watch, and that's something I've always preached, is that ball movement and player movement off the ball is always the most fun to watch and the most successful. Showing it there is Barron and Ray. And with this break, we'd like to thank today's sponsors, who are some Elmhurst small businesses that we all know and love. Starting with Kelly Stetzler of Compass Realty. Elmhurst Camera, located on Spring Road, family owned and community loved, very useful. And finally, the Sutter Law Group. For all personal injury and defense litigation needs, YSN thanks all of our wonderful sponsors. And if you want to sponsor a YSN stream, reach out to Mr. Chambers. His email, at least the school email, don't know his personal email, is at bchambers@elmhurst205.org. Gonzalez with it. Guarded heavily by Kemp, who comes back into the game. As it's going to be Scott who goes to the bench here. They're going to give it to Sisic to try and take advantage.
Sisic has got to score some points here. He definitely has a more favorable matchup now that Ignatius is running a smaller lineup.
Ferguson with a three, no good. Rebound Gill.
He's got to hit those threes. He's not very contested. He's got a lot of space, and you're gonna want to hit those threes if possible because you're playing catch-up basketball right now.
They call Gill on the travel, I'm pretty sure. 24 Kentucky on a moving screen. That's his second, so that's gonna be a nervous one there, as you never want your big men in foul contention, especially when your other big men, despite how athletic he is, Sisic can just shoot right over, and here's going to try and shoot over Kentucky. Travel, back foot moved. He said that is his pivot foot. So Barron brings up the ball now. Barron deep three, good.
Oh my God, he is on fire.
The confidence in this man, he's starting to really turn it on, and that's what you want. Catching up to Reggie Ray for the leading scorer. Travel again, didn't have his feet set. Gotta call a timeout here if you are Coach Ryan Gruber. Need your team to refocus. Off goes Barron, Kentucky, and Ray. Never mind, it's just going to be Kentucky and Kemp. Kentucky with those two fouls, don't want him in trouble down the stretch, especially if Sisic is going to be playing this much, so they're going to put in the other big, Justin Scott. And then a fresh face, number 33, that's going to be Sean
Clavadester.
Senior forward, has it inside now, over to Ray, inside to Scott. Great passing from this Wolfpack offense. Finds the open man, and he drains it. Richard Barron talking some smack, getting some good points going here.
The NBA three from the big fellow over there. Riverside-Brookfield is going to need a fire extinguisher because this man is hot.
And that's a good way to do it right there. Will Gonzalez responds with the 2-point. Now he's got to play some good defense on Barron. Barron made the lead 21. Gonzalez made it back down to 19. 43 seconds remaining here in this first half. He's going to drive right, stop, and they're going to call him a travel as his feet were dragging a little bit there.
Now that Barron has caught fire, now that makes Riverside-Brookfield's defensive assignment so much harder because you have to account for Reggie Ray, Richard Barron, and Jackson Kentucky, who could catch fire at any moment in this game.
Definitely, and Barron there showing how good of an athlete as he is. He's just so great at moving around screens, and so far he's really been locking down William Gonzalez. Been averaging over 11 points per game so far in the tournament, held to just 2 so far, along with two fouls.
Riverside-Brookfield foul is going to give St. Ignatius Wolfpack the ball right back. The last thing you want to happen as the first half comes to a close. 23 seconds left in the second quarter. Gonzalez falls over there.
Yeah, holding his quad there. I hope all is okay. Barron with it, looking inside. Nice pass. Ray unable to finish, fighting for it. They're going to give it to the Wolfpack. Ray not happy because that was a wonderful, wonderful pass from Barron. And that shows why he's playing at the next level, is he was able to recognize that that shot wasn't the best idea for that offense possession and was able to give it off to his teammate. Off comes Scott. On comes another new face for the Wolfpack, number 5. That's going to be Olin Kuhl, the senior guard. Barron with it now. 3 seconds. Up. No good. And Stephen Brown's going to throw it and go off the backboard. That was pretty close. And, Connor, as Ignatius goes here into the break, what do you think they're talking about to keep it going? Keep this run going on this great Riverside-Brookfield team?
If I'm head coach Matt Monroe right now, I'm getting into the locker room and immediately saying, absolutely amazing job right there, guys. You've executed pretty much to perfection. You have 2 top scorers who are hot in the first half in Richard Barron and Reggie Ray. Reggie Ray, quite a surprise. Barron, not so much, but always nice to see him catch fire, both with 14 points apiece, and you're going to want the defensive production to keep up. Holding a team like Riverside-Brookfield only to 17 points in one half is very impressive. I like the kind of playing around with the lineup that we got going on here, going with Scott alongside Jackson Kentucky to try and contain Stefan Sisic. When he has the ball in the paint, you go on the double team and pinch him, and that's forced some misses there. If they keep doing what they've been doing and come out looking just as sharp in the second half, I think they have a clear path to victory. Now, if you're Riverside-Brookfield, some things to work on, but a lot of promising things going on. You are getting some three-point shots to fall, but you are not shooting at the same efficiency you have in recent games. And on the defensive side of things, you cannot let St. Ignatius space the ball and move it around as well as they have been. You're having Richard Barron for some wide open looks, and that has got to change. But other than that, if they can make those adjustments, it should be due up for a comeback here.
Definitely, and there's no better team to do a comeback than the Riverside-Brookfield Bulldogs, as all their guys can really shoot it pretty well. Sisic, not necessarily from 3, but pretty good in the mid-range. If you're St. Ignatius, how do you not become complacent and let someone like Arias Alajosius get hot from 3? And he came in as one of the best, if not the best shooter in the tournament, because a few threes and they're back in this game as they're only down 19 right now.
Yeah, 36-17. Like you said, 19-point lead. It is sizable, but with the right adjustments, I think they should be able to do it. And with that, we're going to take a short halftime break. You are watching the quarterfinals on the 48th Jack Tosh Holiday Clash. You got a good one between the St. Ignatius Wolfpack playing the Riverside-Brookfield. St. Ignatius up 36-17. I'm Connor Troy. To my right is the wonderful Joshua Melvin, and we'll take a little break here.
Hello and welcome back, York Sports Network fans. About a minute left to go in this halftime period. And Connor, we got a copy of the first half stats. So statistically, what is really going wrong with this Riverside-Brookfield team?
I'd like to zero in on the second quarter here. So it was a 15-11 game, St. Ignatius. After the first quarter, the second quarter, Riverside-Brookfield responded with 6 points in the second quarter. That offensive production really fizzled out. Meanwhile, St. Ignatius scored 21 points, led by all these Richard Barron NBA threes. As Riverside-Brookfield has shot 10% from three in. They're 1 of 10 from the three-point line in the first half. Richard Barron with three three-pointers on 6 attempts, so he's shooting 50% from behind the arc as well as 50% on two-point shots. So he is having himself a very nice day, and that translates to 14 points. Another stat I'd like to look at is the rebounding game is close. And Riverside-Brookfield actually has more offensive rebounds than St. Ignatius. So what that says to me is their second chance points are not going up. And they're also 0 for 2 from the free throw line. I've highlighted their free throw struggles before. Granted, it's only on 2 attempts. But if this trend continues, it could be a rough second half for this Bulldogs team.
Definitely right now, it all comes down to really just that number there at the end of total field goals attempted. That's going to be 31% from the field. That is not good, and they're going to need to turn it around here. And they're going to start with it here, and it's going to be Ferguson, Alajocious, Gonzalez, Turner, and Sisic who are going to come out for the Bulldogs, and Sisic and Turner on a little miscommunication. Gill, Katecki, Kemp, Reggie Ray, and Richard Barron come out for St. Ignatius.
Sisic just wasn't looking on that last play and just watched the ball hit the mat and go out of bounds for a Riverside-Brookfield turnover.
Corner three, Kemp, no good. Marcus Turner's going to give it off to Ferguson. What a block! Goaltending, looks like. That was a block. That was nice, but the ball hit the glass before Katecki got there, and you cannot hit the ball after it touches the rim or the glass, and it either comes below the rim or into the hoop. And that happened there, causing a goaltending, giving the bucket to Gonzalez. Kemp with it. Out to Ray. Ray inside to Katecki. Nearly gets it stolen, but then blocked by Sisic. Gonna try and move Sisic, doesn't work, no shot. Foul on the ground, Sisic a little confused. And Katecki trying to move that mountain of a man, but it isn't really working so far.
Sisic, just standing at 6'11", so not exactly the easiest person to move on the court. Fortunately for St. Ignatius, they're able to draw the foul and keep the basketball.
Back comes Owen Cool.
I believe that is pronounced Owen Kyle.
Kyle,
I believe. Well, there's and one right there, and none other than Richard Barron. This man already off to another hot start in the second half. 14. Oh, no, not an and one. Or no, it wasn't and one. I mixed up the numbers. Him and Katecki are not the same person. My deepest apologies. But he's off to another hot start, and he nails the and one there. That's going to be his point total up to 17. 14 in the first half. Already has 3 here in the third quarter.
Alajocious with it. Nice stop. No good, but offensive rebound Sisic. Blocked by Katecki, but it's going to be a foul. Not too happy with that. And right now, Gonzalez not really playing the best game. A very athletic wing who really moves well and is a great defender and has locked down pretty much everyone who he's gone against so far. But Barron has his number today. Currently with Barron has his number today, forcing him to give him 3 fouls and 17 points.
Yeah, I will say Riverside-Brookfield seems to have improved on their perimeter defense. Not as many open looks. Ignatius still moving the ball around with the same efficiency, but I think this Riverside-Brookfield perimeter defense has really stepped up their game, so Ignatius is going to have to try and see what adjustments they can make to try and improve. As here comes St. Ignatius.
Here comes Kyle with it.
What the? Ignatius with the ball here. Is this a lob to Kentucky? Kentucky, oh, and he misses the layup, and rebound by Stefan Sisic. And here comes Riverside-Brookfield. Oh, having trouble holding on to the basketball here. Gonzalez for three, no good, really struggling shooting today. And here comes Riverside-Brookfield. I'm sorry, St. Ignatius, and they're gonna call travel. Riverside-Brookfield will get the ball back. And here comes some subs. The big man, Justin Scott, back in the game.
A lot more subs used by St. Ignatius so far. Kyle goes to the bench. Riverside-Brookfield only using two guys so far, Stephen Brown and Landon Rivers, not giving either of their big forwards a break, and Turner and Sisic. Sisic with it inside. Nice bucket, cutting the lead to 16.
Riverside-Brookfield has made some nice adjustments. They're not shooting the three ball as much because it's not really working out for them, even despite being a vital part of their offense, as they actually lead the Tosh, minimum 13 three-point attempts with 54.
It's actually Arias Alajosius who leads the tournament three-point percentage, and the fact that right now he's shooting a mere 0 for 3 from three. That's not great, as Sisic attempts a long one here. Scott tries to get the rebound and does.
Nonetheless, a big part of their offense not working. His regular game plan not working out, but it seems they have made some proper adjustments as the lead is now 16. As we're gonna take a quick break, just like the teams as they look to regroup. Remember, we are sponsored by Sutter Law Group, Kelly Stetler of Compass Realty, as well as Elmhurst Photo Boutique. YSN thanks all of our sponsors for making this stream possible, and we will return after the timeout.
And welcome back to this game. And St. Ignatius is known for a great offense, but surprisingly so far in the Tosh, their defense has been absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to highlight, his opponents have made three-pointers on them on 26 attempts. That translates to an 11.5% three-point shooting, which translates to the first half stat line for three-point for Riverside-Brookfield today, 1 of 10.
Yeah, they got some great athletes who really know how to close out well, and Matt Monroe has really got his team playing well defensively and closing out wonderfully. Forcing 11% from three on more than 25 attempts is extremely impressive. A good defense from Ferguson, and he's going to give the ball to Riverside-Brookfield.
Another thing for Riverside-Brookfield, opponents are shooting 32.4% from three, which checks out to about the season average of tournament average of St. Ignatius as a team.
Great block, Kentucky. They're going to call a foul, though.
Barron, the look on his face says it all. Absolutely stunned that they blew the whistle on that play. And a chance for Gonzalez.
and his third, so he might need to go to the bench here for quite a while. This second half, though, moving quite quickly, already beyond the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter. Gonzalez doesn't make it.
Gonzalez. His free throw was good.
Phoenix Gill gets the screen from Katecki and Scott. Going to wrap around off the side of the backboard and a rebound from Sisic. Looking for a guard to give it to. Gonzalez comes back to him. Nice off ball to Ignatius, who hits the three. His first three goes in. He gets hyped. And as the saying goes, you see one goes in, it makes it much easier to see the rest. So we'll see how that three impacts Riverside-Brookfield's offense going forward.
Just the second one made today for Riverside-Brookfield, but like you said, maybe this is a momentum shift in terms of perimeter shooting.
As it is Ignatius' first make from beyond the arc, and as we said, leads the whole tournament so far beyond the arc, 3-point percentage. So St. Ignatius better watch him. Scott nearly mishandles it. Gives it back up to Ray. They're trying to look for something good. That's something I love about this St. Ignatius team is they're really patient and look for their shot. And the best shot they can get. Barron just messing with Gonzalez at this point. Gill with it, back out to Ray. Ray gonna do a nice floater off the backboard, no good. Kentucky gets it, resets his feet, and makes the layup.
Great second chance basket right there for St. Ignatius, and that's what they're gonna need if they wanna continue to have a sizable lead against Riverside-Brookfield.
Gonzalez with it. Post up for Sisic. Gets fouled, and one big man gonna go to the line.
That's Kentucky's fourth already. The third quarter hasn't even ended, so he's in some deep foul trouble. One more, and he will have fouled out of the game, as it's 5 in high school versus 6 at most other levels, and that's a big-time foul draw for Stefan Sisic.
So now we'll watch Kentucky get a breather for quite a while. You're probably not going to bring him back in unless they come all the way back. Right now they brought it down to 11. Riverside-Brookfield trails still behind the back of Sisic, who has 13.
Now you're asking Justin Scott for a much bigger role than he's used to. Usually the 6th man off the bench, but now he's most likely going to have to play the rest of the game. Granted, a big Riverside-Brookfield comeback.
A nice move from Barron, using his athleticism and punt fakes, and Brookfield is moving the ball. They're looking inside to Sisic again. Scott gonna try and use his strength and lower center of gravity, but good pass from Sisic, and gets out rebounded from Scott. Scott's gonna be integral here to St. Ignatius. Nice move from Calvaster. Inside to Scott. Scott gonna go into Sisic and draw the foul.
Justin Scott coming out. He was a little bit farther behind than the rest of his team because he had gotten the defensive rebound and gotten the offense going, but he comes in at just the right time to pick up the offensive rebound and draw the foul as he goes to the basket.
Scott makes the first. Off goes Ferguson, on comes Rivers. And he makes the second. William Gonzalez looking inside to Sisic, but this is going to be a very tough post up for Sisic, as Scott's able to anchor down, as he's been practicing that all fall for St. Ignatius, and a nice move from Gonzalez and a better pass from Sisic, and really emulating the guy he wants, and in Jokic, who does that all the time, gets a post up, gets double teamed, and then a nice pass inside for the layup. Leads 13, 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Ray with it. And he's been held in check since the first quarter, had all 14 points in that first quarter. has yet to score since.
Yeah, cooled off quite a bit there as Reggie Ray has missed a couple of contested layups and jumpers.
Scott gets the inbound, gives it to Barron, who's just going to try and get a real good shot here. There's no need to rush with no shot clock in IHSA high school basketball. Just going to continually use Scott as a huge screen. Finally passes the volleyball line, drives left, scoop layup, good. And that's why this guy's one of the top players in the state. Can get to the basket anytime he wants. 3-ball Rivers, no good. Lead is back up to 15 for St. Ignatius. Riverside-Brookfield nearly brought it back to within single digits, but inevitably, St. Ignatius pulls back away. What happened there?
Well, you saw a little bit of a Riverside-Brookfield boost in offensive production right there. They started scoring some points. They were starting to lock down the perimeter defense better. They continued to do that, yet the only difference is St. Ignatius was able to adjust and adapt and improve that the offensive game inside the three-point line and pull back away with the lead. So Riverside-Brookfield is really going to have to lock down the defensive side in terms of perimeter and interior defending if they're going to want any chance of making a comeback here.
Definitely. And the other thing is you need Sisic to really go off here in the second half, or preferably going to be Arias Alajosius, as Sisic actually probably has a pretty bad matchup for him, as he's used to torching typical bigs like Kateki, but Scott, a completely different type of player, a tremendous athlete, and he's built like a rock. Low center of gravity allows him to really plant down and not allow Sisic to back him down under the basket. And now the players come back. Barron with his 20th and 21st points on that last layup. First player to 20 points here this afternoon.
Kateki's replacement is number 33, Sean Clavadesher. He's set to inbound. Just dumps it off to Phoenix Gill.
Now gets it out to Barron. Nice pass inside to Scott. A little pocket pass. There's a foul on the floor.
Riverside-Brookfield foul number 10, Arias Alajosius, his third, team's fourth. St. Ignatius basketball
Long pass to Barron, just over the reach of Gonzalez. Going to drive left. Nice dump off again. And big number 33, Sean Clavadesher, gets fouled and one opportunity. Clavadesher, good.
St. Ignatius now at the 50-point mark, and Riverside-Brookfield's defense not faring too well so far in the first 30 seconds of the fourth quarter.
Inside to Sisic. Continually asking for the post-up. Arias Alajosius with the shot, no good.
Alajosius couldn't get the fadeaway to fall there.
Ray pushing, nice pass to Clavadesher. Wonderful pass from Reggie Ray. And another bucket, and the lead extends to 20. On comes a new face for Riverside-Brookfield. He gets doubled. The new face shoots it. Sisic rebounds, goes up, gets fouled. And that is number 24, Rex Dockendorf. Comes in here.
Yeah, Dockendorf with the missed jumper, and Sisic gets the offensive rebound and gets fouled. And back to St. Ignatius, Sean Clavadesher is doing a nice job filling in for Jackson Kadecki. He's already got 5 points there.
Definitely done well for himself, as he's probably going to be playing the rest of the game. So some big minutes for him, as you saw him come over and double team Sisic. He's going to need to get those legs out and try and kickball violation. A lot of those passes that Sisic is going to make sure this lead stays packed. Sisic misses the first, and he hits the second. 1 for 4 from the free throw line so far. Ray gets trapped in the corner, able to get around, but they're going to say a foul on Dockendorf.
Riverside-Brookfield, just not a very good fourth quarter so far. They looked in the third quarter to make a bunch of adjustments that were pointing in the right direction. They seem to have gotten worse.
Barron around the screen, 3-ball good. Signature celebration. Chef's kiss with the 3.
24 points on the day, and Barron having himself the best game of his best game of the tournament so far.
Foul on Scott, getting too handsy, trying to get that ball out of Sisic's hand. And they're going to say it's tipped by Ignatius and going to stay with the Bulldogs.
Ignatius up 22 with 6:25 left, just hoping to hold the lead and lock it down defensively for the last 6 minutes and 20 seconds of the game.
Dockendorf with a good pass over to Alajosius. Nice pump fake. And finally, William Gonzalez gets one to go. 7 points for him on the day. Ray with it. Ray, nice ball handling to keep that. And a good move from Scott. Nice pass from Barron. Corner 3, Gill. And it's good. And a nice awareness from Barron to be able to get that pass to the corner as he was getting closed out on by Alajosius. Steal, Gill. Gonna go up. Throw it down. And Riverside-Brookfield is gonna get the timeout. And as we can see, I don't know if you all can see, but quite a few former players of St. Ignatius are here, notably star and current Air Force player Kobe Giles is here supporting on the Wolfpack, a man who went off in last year's tournament, even though St. Ignatius's results were not necessarily what they wanted to be, as they lost in the consolation, as they went to the consolation bracket on a buzzer beater, game winner from Colin Frankia of Conant, and then moving on and eventually losing to Montini in the semifinal of the consolation bracket. But this year, very different, all the way to the quarterfinals in the winner bracket, and they're picking apart the RB Bulldogs, up 25. And we'd like to take this moment to thank our sponsors of today's stream. Kelly Steckler of Compass Realty, Elmhurst Camera, located on Spring Road. And finally, the Sutter Law Group, for all your personal injury and defense litigation needs. Wyson thanks all of our amazing sponsors for their help putting on this tournament. Like we said, reach out to Brendan Chambers, teacher here at York, if you want to help sponsor streams in the future. Keep this program alive, growing, and getting better. You know who's been getting better? St. Ignatius. Throughout the game, they've just been dominating more and more. And we'll see if RB has any sort of response. Right now, looking like a absolutely insurmountable lead. You never know with a team who could get hot from 3. Barron steals it, driving, gives it off to Gill. Layup, no good. Calavaster. Caladaster with the putback make, but it's not going to count as there's a foul on Alajosius on Gill. Gill starting to come alive more as a spark plug guy this game, but that's the great thing about St. Ignatius is their depth and scoring ability.
Josh, I don't know about you, but it seems like St. Ignatius went from having 50 points to 60 points in the blink of an eye. It seems like little to no time has come off the clock in terms of scoring those 10 points, and this is just solidifying their lead to what is likely a victory and an appearance in the semifinals for the winners bracket, which will be tomorrow.
St. Ignatius with the opportunity. Gonzalez inside to Sisic, out to Turner, back into Sisic. Now bump, fade, good. He now has 16 points, nearly half of all of Riverside-Brookfield. Riverside-Brookfield's been a pretty balanced team so far. Even though in the first game Arias Alajosius put up 29, it was still pretty even as multiple guys had over 15. Barron steps back, pass it out. So an uncharacteristically one-sided game for the Bulldogs. Reggie inside, outside to Scott, over to Barron. Little long, and Turner with the rebound.
Riverside-Brookfield just can't get a lot to fall here. They're really struggling offensively and defensively here as they've given up 61 points to St. Ignatius, where they usually average 60. It allowed 87 total points to opponents between their first two games. St. Ignatius has well over half of that original point total coming into this game. Free throw is no good.
Driving the ball, Alajosius. Kentucky back in the game, along with Kyle. Alajosius from three, no good. Ferguson, nice no-look pass and blocked. What a block from Kentucky. Double dribble though. Can block a shot, but apparently can't bring up the ball. That was a little harsh. Great game from Kentucky so far. It's something to watch in the future with these teams with great big men that they're going to be playing, possibly playing in the future, like Connor May of Palatine or Nicholas Polanowski. That's the next game here on YSN from the Campbell Gym. Lions Township versus Palatine. Alajosius three-ball good. That's going to start here in about 20 minutes. Make sure to watch that to see who's going to face the winner of this. Right now, all sides pointing towards that being the Wolfpack from St. Ignatius. Barron over. Kyle, three-ball. No good. Kentucky attempted rebound, no good. Up to Ferguson, over to Alajosius, miscommunication. And a good steal from Kyle. Over to Reggie Ray, almost picked off from Sisic. Inside, big slant. And he misses the easy, wide-open jam. Kentucky looks up the sky in frustration.
Yeah, looking up to the sky. I bet you he's wishing he had that one back. That would have been a monster slam from Kentucky right there. And would have been a great play. The crowd would have lost it as you hear the groans of disappointment when he missed that dunk. 3:13 left in the game now.
Back over to Kyle, driving left. Off to the leading man, Richard Barron. Connor Troy telling him just to shoot it from that deep. He won't listen though, because he's a smart player. Kentucky, nice pump fake to get Sisic out to the three-point line and drives and attacks. Nice play from Kentucky.
It's a great pass from Barron, totally setting up the play with the no-look behind-the-back pass to Kentucky, who drives in and gets the easy score.
Sisic inside, good. Kyle with it. Gonna drive left, get it off to Ray. Ray slips and falls, but keeps the handle alive. Reggie Ray, one of the best ball handlers I've seen in the tournament so far. Extremely good with that hand-eye coordination. Screen from Kentucky over to Ray from Barron. Ray back around. Kemp, who's back in the game. Kyle, open. Not gonna take it though, gonna drive. Step on the baseline. And a nice, no counting, no-look three from Richard Barron, who's going to come out of the game. As the bench stands up and congrats their leading scorers who both come to the bench. That's going to be Reggie Ray, who had 17, and Richard Barron, who had 24.
Owen Kyle and Sam Hornkamp are now in.
They're getting a little confused here. The refs are going to talk it over. Meanwhile, a couple of substitutions came in. That's going to be Sam Hornerkamp of St. Ignatius, as well as number 11, Philip Erickson.
First time I think we've said his name today, so Erickson likely to play out the final minute 45.
Definitely another junior guard for this team. A nice move, just goes in, gets fouled by Rex Dockendorf. And a nice play from Hornerkamp using his speed.
Bench loses their mind when Hornkamp picks up that bucket. See Justin Scott out of his seat. Proud of the 5'9" junior guard there.
Off goes Gonzalez, Sisic, Turner, Ferguson, and Alajocious. Already on and has been on Kentucky with it. Gonna go up, gets fouled. But already who's been on the floor were number 3 for Riverside-Brookfield, Landon Rivers. Number 22, Stephen Brown. Number 24, Rex Dockendorf. But a couple of new faces here. That's going to be number 11 and number 13. That's going to be number 11, Moses Soto, and number 13, Aiden Hernandez.
Number 20 for St. Ignatius also getting ready to check in. That's going to be Richard Moran, the 6'4" junior. Man, this St. Ignatius team is absolutely massive. Majority of the team over 6 feet tall, and the ones that have not eclipsed that 6 foot mark are quite close. I think the shortest player on the team being Hornkamp at 5'9".
Definitely, but then he uses his speed very well. Another man who came in was Tommy Brendanman.
Yes, well said. All players on this St. Ignatius team very talented. They may not have the size, but they have something that will make up for it.
Rivers with the 3. 1:10 remaining, so St. Ignatius will play the winner of Lyons Township and Palatine. It's sure to be a great game. Palatine last year set the record for the most steals in a Jack Tosh game with 17. Tied it in their first 2 games with 17 in both their first round and second round matchup.
It's incredible right there as both teams are on opposite sides of a tunnel, watching the remainder 35 seconds of the game as they prepare for their game as well.
And a tough bucket from Brendaman. And Connor May, currently the leading scorer in the entirety of the Tosh, with averaging 33 points per game with a stellar 36 in the first game and a very solid 31 in the second. And St. Ignatius is just going to dribble this one out. Connor, what did you see that really makes you look forward to watching this team, as they are now guaranteed and punch their ticket to playing on Friday, as either they will play in the championship game if they win the game tomorrow against the winner of Lyons and Palatine, or if they lose that game, they'll play in the 3rd place game. And then what a game here, and a stellar performance from pretty much the entire team of St. Ignatius. And I want to thank you for joining us. Final score 70-45 in favor of the Wolfpack. I've been Joshua Melvin along with Connor Choi. Stay tuned for an interview with head coach Matt Monroe and Richard Barrett. Alrighty, we are here with the winning head coach who just punched his team's ticket to the 5th day at the Jack Tosh. Coach, how are you feeling after such a dominant win against a 10-3 Riverside-Brookfield team?
I feel fantastic, but more importantly, I know our guys feel really good. You know, we've been working all year to try to continue to get more consistent, to get locked in for all 4 quarters, to not be up and down, and man, did they achieve that today, and I'm so proud of the mentality they brought to this game.
Definitely, and going into this game, you guys forced your opponents to shoot a staggering only 11% from 3 for 26 on attempts, and clearly Riverside-Brookfield was not that good from 3 either today. So what do you do for your team to cause such great commotion that forces these teams to shoot poorly from 3?
You know, everyone has a different system, and there's really no one right way to play basketball, but the way that we guard is we're a pack line pressure team. And to prevent guys from getting open threes, number one, you got to keep the ball in front of you so they don't suck in the help on drive kick situations. Number two, you got to make sure you rotate on the airtime of the ball. And number three, we got to go man side, same side as the offensive player that they go on screens. And our guys did a great job adhering to the game plan and also executing against a great team, a well-coached program, and an awesome competitor.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much, and congrats, and good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm here with leading scorer and star Ignatius player, Richard Barron. What a day from 3 you had. What helped you give the confidence to shoot so well from 3 today?
Just my teammates feeding me the ball, telling me keep shooting. I missed the first 2, I think, or the first 3. They just told me keep shooting, and I know I worked on it with my dad a lot, so just the confidence there from the work, that's all.
And you are such an incredible player, and one of the most underrated aspects that I was really noticing is your screen movement. You know, what do you think, how do you prepare and what helps you move so well on the wing? And being such a big guy, you're a great defender on the perimeter with the multiple big guys down low. It's not like they could just sit you down low and you use your size on defense. You got to be athletic with that. And, you know, how do you prepare to be such a great, stellar defender?
Well, my freshman year, we had a kid named Daniel Flory who got face guarded almost every game, and he just told me, like, when you're getting face guarded or you're getting played hard, like, easiest thing to do is screen, and my coaches stressed that a lot. So I think that was one of the main things that they talked to me about, and then I just learned and got better with it.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Congrats on the great performance, and good luck tomorrow. I've been Joshua Melvin with York Sports Network. Stay tuned for a great game between the Palatine Pirates and Lyons Township Lions.